present day. The Montfort Golden Arrows then making just the one change from the team that beat Magesi on Friday the 13th by 2-0, with Dion grabbing a brace in that one. And Roberto Dlamini comes in for the young Ivorian Cisse, who misses out on match day on the Nedbank Cup round of 16. Watch out for Ayabulele Makwele. Watch out for Takisani and Banjwa between the posts as well. There's a lot of firepower with Ndlovu and Van Roy. Junior Dion is obviously the man that Stellenbosch FC will have an eye on throughout the course of this encounter. Mangoba Ngluti in a good run of form at the moment, unbeaten in 3 encounters. Yeah, it's a lovely afternoon down here in the Kings Welachini Stadium in Umlazi. Stellenbosch FC making 4 changes after the 1-1 draw against Magesi on Wednesday, and having to travel as well after that. Wade Jooste coming in at right back because there's no Eninai, the Nigerian, suspended for this one after 4 yellow cards, and Wonderboy Mokubu is also suspended for this one after being sent off against the Magesi side. Our match referee today is Michael Mosemeng, with Happy and Klankla and Janchi Dlamini our assistant referees. Pilang Nkosi Kumalo is the 4th official for this crucial encounter, live on a Saturday evening on your World of Champions. Lovely to see how many supporters have come in. And yeah, it is really going to be an interesting one as far as this is concerned. Just an update from Uppington and Durban City leading 2-0 on the penalty shootout. So Uppington City having therefore missed 2 or 3 penalties already. We'll keep you updated as far as that final tally is concerned. We're underway then in Umlazi. It's Abafana Bestende, the Montfort Golden Arrows, who will play in their traditional colours of yellow and green, and attack the goal to the right-hand side of your screen during the first half of regulation time in any event. And Stellenbosch FC in their maroon outfits will play from right to left during the first half. Don't forget, there has to be a winner today.
Based on the talent that he has.
Now away comes Ashley Cupido, 24-year-old formerly from Spurs. Maybe it took a little too long. It's a great challenge to prevent Cupido causing problems. Should he have pulled the trigger earlier?
Yeah, I think he had an opportunity, but based on this angle, you look and you can see, because he's trying to get inside to be able to just to move his body around to be able to find that angle. But Gianni there making sure that he tracks back, not to give Cupido enough opportunity, but Cupido there, he could have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, or maybe cut inside a little bit earlier just to give himself an opportunity. Behind
Milford FC, who we will see in action tomorrow back at the Umklatuzi Sports Complex. Ndaka keeps the ball in play nicely. Cupido blocked by Mbandra. That's very good awareness from Takalasani.
Yeah, good passage of play from Stelis. I think that man there that got involved from Tiani, being able to play the pass to unleash him dark on the left-hand side. Never gave up. Was able to play the ball inside the box. Guess who finds inside the box? Cupido. That's exactly where he's supposed to be. You can see they're trying to toe poke there, but Mbandra, they're making himself big to be able to pull that save up.
20 minutes played in the first half, and while there have been some forages from Le Montfort Golden Arrows, it has been Stellenbosch FC who've had the better of it so far. Louisani takes his time. Not a bad ball into the area. It can drop anywhere, and there might have just been a touch in it. The offside flags up from assistant referee Janchi Dlamini.
You just see that those balls inside the box, they really do trouble Golden Arrows. Yes, it is an offside position, but you can see none of the Golden Arrows will be able to clear them.
Sundowns, beg your pardon, Stellenbosch making the semi-finals on both of those occasions. Space at the back post here for the big man, Junior Dion. That's tremendous from Sage Stevens. The amount of ground that the Stellenbosch FC captain had to make on that occasion to deny Arrows was incredible.
Yeah, it is indeed. They're finding space out wide because with a 3-man defense, but also good early ball being played by Makwele. You rightfully say Stevens had to cover so much ground with his eyes fixed on the ball, making that important touch just to deny Dion on the further side.
Loves the pass. Jooste doing all of the business as far as set pieces are concerned. Nice ball to the far post, and a complete miscue out there as well. Titus with the delivery, but on field Maloisani might have done better.
Yeah, but it's surprising that Maloisani chose to use his foot instead of going with the header, because the ball just dips very nicely just behind there, where he finds himself very free. But Nonetheless, you can see how deadly Stellenbosch are when it comes to set pieces. I think they're going to try and get more fouls, more corner kicks in and around there, just to try and utilize the set pieces very well, because they do look deadly whenever they have one.
Tiwani. Again, there's no runner from Stellenbosch FC.
Yeah, you look at that ball being played there. Look at Malisani there. Of course, he's backtracking. I'm thinking they probably maybe he's going to use his header. It's unfortunate that he couldn't get to connect with the ball.
Rather curious goal that he scored that over a bicycle kick against Pirates. What's that, 6 years ago about? Well, it made the difference of him being lured down to the winelands. But he's a good keeper in his own right, and he's a very, very large figure. There he is in the background again behind Gavin on the right-hand side of your picture. Gavin is animated.
Into the ball.
Tiani. Titus on the run. Titus in space here. The angle's tightening. Oh, that could have been an own goal, but nicely done by Mbanjwa, although he might have watched his defender a little nervously, Tiani.
Yeah, indeed. They literally find space this time around. Cupido being the provider of that ball. Titus, very awkward angle. Mbanjwa made sure that he very, very close that angle, but as an attacker, once you get into those type of areas, you want to go as far as possible, you know, on the furthest post, but nonetheless, Titus went closer in the near post. That's why Mbanjwa was able to save that one.
Ball dropped back very nicely by Tiwani. Bit of a dangerous ball to play in front of Cupido like that, and Titus tries to lob his way into a prominent area as well. Billy, support from Mdaka. Cupido not able to knock it past the goalkeeper. There was good defence in front of him though by Tadi Nkosi Mabaso. 30 seconds away from first half stoppage time. Kevin Hunt has barely had a seat throughout the opening 45 minutes. There have been numerous opportunities that he felt some of them should have been battered past Takasani Mbanjwa. Wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? Long career at this level. Carry forward by Mabaso. And that will prompt match referee Michael Mosemeng. A little bit ambitiously skewful. Nicely back by Henry Stanic. Now there's an opportunity wide here for Jabbar. It's always going to be a free kick. It was Ndaka, by the way. A little bit over enthusiastic on Shezi. How many times have you seen that reaction tonight from Gavin Hunt? And here Stellenbosch FC, and just a single player near the halfway line. Nice clearance from Gianni. Although there is an opportunity here, and Mbanjwa had to hold on. Kind of Cupido.
Very good strike there from Ndaka. Very awkward angle. He had to really make that decision a little bit quicker, but Mbanjwa there covered his position very well.
Gianni opens up the midfield very nicely. Makwele trying to go in the opposite direction, and just look how much space he's got, and he motors through it, trying to release Ndlovu. Fine defending from Malobisani. And they've lost the ball in that situation too, from Dlamini. It's a nice tickle from Titus over the top. Oh, he might have found the roof of the net. Devon Titus, what a great opportunity.
It was being played, a long throw being played a bit quicker. He finds himself inside the box, a little bit of a trickery there. But I think he wanted to use so much power there, that is Titus. He's actually just maybe trying to play the ball on the ground. He could have had an opportunity there, but he was...
Oh, it's a lovely turn inside from the young Nigerian, who started with Stellenbosch FC and then went and played in Israel for a while, and a real good opportunity here. Was it a handball? Clearly a handball! Corner given! Handball, Mr. Ref! From Gianni. Wow. It's not in a natural position. It's not anywhere near anything but creating his balance. That is outrageous.
Yeah.
Where is the assistant referee on either side to intervene? That's Gavin Hunt's reaction. Always ready to have a dart at the opposition penalty area. Skips off one defender. Lovely ball in the middle, and Ndlovu, still in trouble, still in trouble! Stevens with an outrageous save. Beautiful, silky skills from Sianda Ndlovu. And Stevens' face shows the scars of battle.
Ndlovu found himself in a nice area, the forcefully so. Very difficult player to be able to defend, but Sage Stevens had to make sure that he makes himself a little big just to pull out that save.
Heading up towards 20 minutes played in the second half. Still no goals. Van Rooij looking for second ball. Now, just to illustrate a point of penalties that are granted, not necessarily converted. If you look at the penalty shootout between Durban City and Uppington City in the Cup this afternoon, up in Uppington, there were 8 penalties taken. Only 2 converted. I'll leave it there. That's the point I'm trying to make. Nice little pitch through again from the Montfort Golden Arrows. Space in front of goal! And I must say, it's with the run of play, because they've been threatening. Van Rooij scores again for the Van der Westende in consecutive Nedbank Cup encounters. And that is the reality of cup football.
We spoke about the chances that Stellies have been having. They had better chances to be able to score, but Golden Arrows were unable to break through that Stellies defense. But it had to take Ndlovu rather to be able to be the one that's actually become the supplier for this man here that finds himself in the last ball, be able to still be able to finish. Look at Ndlovu making his run, making himself problematic with his skill, very difficult to defend, bringing the ball in his left. Stellies were unable to defend that ball. It falls so nicely there for this man Van Rooij that he finds himself inside the box.
Similar goal to what he scored against Orbit College, but one has to question Molowisane. Have a look at this. The ball comes in there, and a deflection that goes past Tiani or Tiwani, but well, I think Molowisane might have done better.
Yeah, he could have done better, but also maybe from the midfield as well. Can come in and slot in and be one of the players that should have helped defensively.
Now the players from both sides saying that that's 4 times now there's been a challenge, and no, huge protest coming in there from one particular player, and it looks like Brendan Taron, who's just come onto the field of play as a substitute, and down goes their talisman, Sianda Ndlovu, who had that effort denied by Stevens earlier. Oh, and he really has been turned upside down.
Yeah.
Possession is concerned for Van der Westende, and he's done nicely as the Ivorian. Gassa trying to unlock the defences. How about that challenge? That's a free kick. And very lucky maybe to escape without censure. Molowisane's already on a yellow card. Imagine if there was a second.
Yeah, you can see the Golden Arrows players. Actually, this tackle here deserves a yellow card. You can see how outrageous the Golden Arrows players were. Like, this was a yellow card, a challenge. So if Molowisane really escaped this one, he'll be lucky.
Well, the referee summoning him over, I think, and Gianni is asking why that is not a second yellow card, and he's still persisting. He's the young captain of Van der Westende. In the meantime, it is Gassa who is receiving the medical attention, and still the protests, and that for me is the right decision. The tackle was from behind. He was on a yellow card already. And in consecutive matches, Stellenbosch FC have a player red-carded. Wonderboy Makubu, a striker, sent off in the previous match, playing just for the 5th time this season. Osmond Maluleka now in the midfield, trying to control matters, and this time there's a free kick for Stellenbosch FC, and there's a lot of frustration around in the purple camp at the moment.
Indeed, I mean, of course, it's justifiably so. You know, when you had a perfect call to call for penalty not being given, then you end up conceding a goal, and then you end up getting a red card. Of course, it's going to be a little bit of frustration, but it's still there, and as footballers, then how then you manage those emotions? Because you still have a game to play, you still have, you know, a score line to chase, and they need to be very disciplined. They need to continue fighting because there's still time on the clock for them to push it a little further to go to extra time.
Somi picks up a yellow card for that challenge on Ibrahim Jiba, the Nigerian. He's back on his feet, thankfully. The time he's starting to run out here. Good turn from Msomi. And that looked more like a simulation to me, although the referee has blown for the foul. And it is, by the look of things, Aseko Tiwani who committed the challenge.
Yeah, I think it looks like Tiwani that committed the foul. Oh, it's Mdaka rather.
No, that is late though.
Yeah, it was late.
Such a dangerous challenge. Dark is also on 3 yellow cards coming into this encounter, and that should be a yellow card as well. I'm not sure that anything's been given to Mdaka, the 22-year-old, from second half stoppage time on a dramatic evening in Umlazi. Looking for that final bit of discipline is Mangoben Glitchi. In the meantime, Gavin Hunt looks shell-shocked. Still goalless at Orlando, by the way. Orlando Pirates and Keswick Stars, that might go the full distance.
And in situations like that, it always gives the underdogs an advantage, because then they're not sure if they can keep you at bay for that long. But the fact that they do, they can only grow that game.
Offside against Arrows. So second half stoppage time, 4 minutes remaining. 4 minutes for Arrows to bury Stellies with a second goal, and 4 minutes for Stellies to grab an equaliser and give us some more entertainment in Umlazi. Fascinating afternoon with Teague's Galaxy taking Mamelodi Sundowns to the Solomon Mahlangu Stadium in Mahlangu, and that's because Keswick Stars are playing away in Joburg against Orlando Pirates at Orlando Stadium, so that opened that stadium up for something. But curious from Tim Sakati to take the big side out into the, well, should I say the Bundus?
I'm not sure if they'll agree with that, but nonetheless, unfamiliar territory for Teague's Galaxy. But that's again, when you play against Mamelodi Sundowns, maybe trying to avoid a big pitch, trying to avoid them dominating you.
Ngusia picks up a yellow card. For the Montfort Golden Arrows. 4 minutes were added on by referee Michael Mosemeng. And the scrutiny that we'll see on social media pages, no doubt, will be quite prolific. The move as well, and issued on that occasion either. Players losing their heads a little bit. Back to the drawing board for Stellies. And a trip to Johannesburg, probably straight from here for Tuesday's encounter. Kaizer Chiefs would have had about a week to recover from their previous encounter, because they were knocked out in the first round by the self-same Stellenbosch FC. So that's going to be an interesting, sort of almost a revenge type of match for Amakosi at home after having lost in the Winelands. Well, it wasn't, the match wasn't played at the Winelands, it was played at DHL Stadium. 2 minutes remaining in Umlazi. And a yellow card to one of the new recipients, Osborne Maluleka. Yellow cards being branched at quite an alarming rate at the moment. Had a red card as well, and rightly so. Brendan Teron looking to increase the pressure on Sage Stevens. Stevens having none of it. Big header away by the self-same Osborne Maluleka. This is a touch for Chumani Butsaka, not a great one. Brandon Turon, 32-year-old, played at Chakuma and joined Maritzburg United. Now he's with Upper Vanderbestende in the latter stages of his career. 1 minute remaining, and the rain is absolutely belting down here. Very quiet-looking Gavin Hunt. Ndaka with a miscue. Kaizer Chiefs, the opponents for Stellenbosch FC on Tuesday. And the Farmers enjoying the rain. I'm not sure if anybody else is. 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. That is the volume of rain that is falling. Not much in the way of pyrotechnics, thunder and lightning that we had here during the Orbit College match, which was a situation that kept us here for hours on end before the decision was eventually taken that it was unsafe to continue, and we were back the next day at 1 o'clock. Golden Arrows will join Durban City and Amazulu, and potentially Mkambati or Milford in the quarterfinal draw of the Nedbank Cup. 4 teams from